No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Where's the cue ball going?
Right, good evening, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. I hasten to add, this is not the match I am scheduled to cover tonight in the 2026 Virtual 10-Ball World Championships. The match that we're set up for, you can see by the names on the screen, Bedhead representing Sweden and Rabih representing Lebanon. That goes ahead in just under an hour's time, 50 minutes time as a matter of fact. This match appeared on the schedule, I think after I had set my stream up for the Bedhead match, so that's the one I'm going to stick with. So for the next 50 minutes or so, we're going to stick with this one, Race to 17. And we have Jose McEwen representing Spain and Brainfall Out representing the United Kingdom. And Brainfall Out is off to a decent start. First two racks on board. Welcome to Matt. Oh, I don't know, did you hear what I said there, Matt, about this match and the one to follow? This isn't the one I'm scheduled to do. I'm just going to cover this one up until the top of the hour comes round. Well, Jose, as long as he can get top side of the 5 here, he'll have a nice little angle to come out for this 6, and that's good enough. Doesn't want to be hampered by the 8, though. He didn't want to be there. Now, if he gets too much into this cue ball, if he's running forward, which I don't think he can do anything about it, he might hook himself behind the 10. He needs to be careful. Yeah, he's just taking his medicine. I thought he might be thinking about taking that into this bottom left, so he had the angle just to hold it for the 7 into the side. The cue ball's going to open up and come away from the 8 ball, but that's still going to give him a shot. Now, here's the dangerous one. The dangerous one is coming over, and he's going to be cutting this 9 ball back unless he leaves it in the middle of the table. So he has to decide what he's doing here. Now, if he leaves it over here, he'll have a cut, probably an easier cut than if he tries to get the cue ball down below this 10 ball. He needs to get enough of that 9 ball to cut it. So he's getting loads of left English on this. I don't like this. He's got far too much left English on it. And that's probably the main cause as to why he missed the 8 ball. He should have just took what he had there and got out into the middle of the table and left a cut. Okay, the cue ball would have had to go up and down for the 10, but he would probably still be at the table. Welcome to Run Out, Rob. Welcome to Cobra. Well, this will do us a little time filler. Well, Jose is going to maybe get off the hook here, but again, this is fraught with danger. Big hook on behind the 10 ball here because he's going to play the big draw. There's no other way you're going to get out of that pocket because that 8 ball is right on the lip. And he's going to have to dig in here and hope he gets lucky. And that's not lucky.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, now this is where he could have ended up previously, and he's actually perfect. Would you believe it? He's perfect. Now he's going to try and baby this in just to stop the cue ball leaking away up the table. He's just got to play it perfect way, and that's pretty good. Well, he's got off the hook, and he's going to get on the scoreboard. Bit of information. Steve has been in and out of the lobby all day. I've not been here all day, but when I have been, he's been in and out and in a room testing. And I haven't spoken to him, so he's probably very busy working on this bug that's been bugging us in the 64-bit version. And he hasn't obviously said whether he's intending to join in the stream later on. He may well send me a PM about it during this match if he shows up. Or he may be too busy. Now, you see, Brainful Out done the right thing, and this is the thing I keep talking about. He called the kick into the side. Now, Jose, and I haven't spoken to Jose since I said I was going to speak to him because I haven't seen him, but there's the odd time Jose is playing kick shots and then he doesn't get into the habit of calling a pocket. And we'll see if he gets into that situation, but that's something he needs to break that habit. Well, this will be some shot. Again, dead straight in the 1 ball. He might be able to nick this in off the rail and spin out and around. I think he should be looking at that option. And again, he needs to get lucky to get any shape in this 2 ball. He's played the draw. That wasn't the shot. I think the shot was to just nip the rail, catch that ball, pot it and spin down the table. You'd still need to be lucky to avoid traffic. But he's now got no shot. So here we go. He's about to play a kick shot. You never know what can happen with a kick shot. And he's not calling a pocket. See, this could end up in the side pocket for all you know. And he's going to regret that. He'll regret that at some point, maybe even in this match. And it's simply because he doesn't play 10 ball. That's the only reason. If if you play 10 ball, and I wouldn't say often enough, but I mean, especially if you're in this tournament, you really must get into that habit. Well, we are, 17 minutes into this match. It could be a long one. Well, there's decent cover up the top right of the table up with the 4 ball, but he's going for a combo in the 3. I think this 3 might be safe. It is, so it's just a case of dropping the 2 in, and if you're ambitious enough, you can line up that combo in the 6. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most difficult combo in the world. You've just got to play at a soft enough pace to let the pocket take the 6 ball, and he's trying to get a little bump out, and that'll work. A gentle roll, and he'll be on the 4. Right, let me read that chat there. Hang on a minute. Now you're asking me, Cobra. I think there is. I mean, we've seen it where the player, if he doesn't like the table, he gives it back to an opponent. That happened in the last match. But in answer to the first part of your question, I don't know that the player called safety though. Welcome to Hairpig. Hairpig should know the answer. Oh dear. There's the Larry trackball mouse. There you go. Focusing too much on the 8-ball to get in line. And Brainful Out's gifted an opportunity here for Jose. Well, he wants to get in a decent enough line on this 8-ball. Somewhere like there would be fine. He doesn't want to be running off the short rail. Well, he's certainly overcooked it if he was even thinking of playing it in the side, but obviously he wanted into the table. Now he's got a dodgy cut. And he's got to watch the scratch on the side here, especially if he's going to do anything with the cue ball. I think he's going to finish this side of the pocket the way he's cutting it. And you see how they hang up. But look at how deep this is in the pocket. I mean, this is right in. There's no other way that ball isn't dropping. A feather would push that ball in the pocket. And this will be tough. This will be very tough getting out of that. The more you can make it feel like Snooker the Bear Bull. Don't try and start winding me up. Oh, I'm not in the mood. Well, this is what I've predicted all the way through this tournament. There's players going to get caught out left, right and centre with these cuts. And this one as well. 9-ball doesn't bank, I don't think. In fact, it might can at it, but I don't think he's going to be doing that. Cue ball's going to end up the top end of the table for the 10 in the side or into the same corner, as long as he doesn't scratch. And again, the cuts are damning in this game with these pockets. Where's the cue ball going? Oh dear, disaster. And Jose, well, he's needed a little bit of help here from Brainful Out, but he's got it this time, and we're all square. Well, that's what I keep saying. Get in the habit. You get in the habit, I call it. It should be an automatic pilot thing. As soon as you're kicking a ball in this game, you call a pocket. Obviously, the one where you think it might end up. You no point in calling some pocket in the far corner where the ball's never going to get there, but call a pocket for goodness sake, because sure as anything, you're going to end up looking a numpty at some point. And you don't want to do that. You're another tough one. Big draw. And he hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it at all. Well, that was pretty poor. I mean, all of that acreage to bring the cue ball into it, and he's not hit it at all. And again, he's kicking at a ball, and he's not calling it. Somebody PM him and tell him to call a pocket. I'm not interfering. So this time, Rainfall out with ball in hand. Now, where can this go wrong? Well, again, getting out in a decent line on that 6 ball to either leave the 7 long or come in behind the 7 and play it into the same pocket you're playing the 6. So it's all about the line you have in the 6 ball. And this looks too straight, so the chances are he's just going to play the 7 the other way, down into this one. And really he wants to be inside the 7 or outside the 7 with some sort of angle where he wants to come over for the 8 ball. See, this is a wee bit straight, but he's got an angle. But the problem is, to get the cue ball out, you've got to stun this in, and that 7 ball hitting the jaws is going to hang up with any pace. But he's nailed that, and that was the way to play it. Now he needs a little stun draw. And again, this is something everybody should practice, because it then just becomes a natural thing. See, he's left it short. He's not got into it enough. He needed that Q-tip just a tiny feather below the equator and hit it a wee bit harder, and that cue ball would have been back another 3 inches and he would have been fine. Now he's heading away from the 10. Yeah, he's still got a decent enough cut though. Well, the Masters snooker that's on at the moment, there's 5 Chinese players in the tournament, and none of them have been knocked out yet. 2 of them are already through to the next round. Watch the side pocket. Yeah, he's played it soft enough. See how that cue ball just wants to head over to the side, but I think it wasn't heading in anyway, so. Well, from 2-0 down, Jose finds himself in the lead. Well, we played an 8 ball doubles on Saturday night, and me and Slim won it, incidentally, but that's by the by. Slim said to me after the match, because I think he was streaming it, he said to me after the match, "I've got you another subscriber." I said, "Oh, thanks very much. I hope he's not Welsh." He said, "No." Anyway, some guy from down in, was it Oxfordshire or Cambridge? Cambridge, the posh end of England, anyway. And I thought, right, I've got because somebody unsubscribed last week. So earlier today, I went onto my channel and I looked at my subscribers. I've lost another subscriber. So this guy that he said he got me as a subscriber didn't subscribe and took somebody else with him. So I've lost 2 subscribers in the last bloody week. What's going on? I'll never get to 1,000. And this channel's been up since 2007. I mean, I don't even mind people subscribing if they never ever watch the channel again. Just bloody subscribe, for goodness sake. Me and the missus are going to the Masters for the semis. The missus said she doesn't want to watch the Chinese. She wanted to watch Selby and Williams. Oh, well, that's good. The 2 of them are at home. There's a fair chance she's going to be watching the Chinese, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was 2 of them in the final. They're bloody good. I mean, rock solid, these guys. And you've got to remember there's at least a dozen or more of them that were, proper qualified professionals who are out the bloody game now because of their jiggery pokery and cheating and betting stuff and all that crap going on. All those that get banned. So there's a lot of talent that wasted their talent, where the pound signs, the dollar signs were a bigger draw than actually competing. So, but rest assured, there's going to be lots more Chinese coming into this game, or into snooker, that is. Welcome to Hazard. Hi, woo yizza. That's him with the jug lugs, isn't it? Well, we call them jug lugs up here. Well, just again for the benefit of any latecomers, these two players aren't the two players that are on screen in the bottom of the screen. That's the match to come, which will be joining in approximately about 32 minutes' time. Well, that didn't work out. So, missed call. Jose on the 1. It'll be hard pushed to go on the 2, I'll tell you that. Because cue ball wants to run down into the 5 ball here. I mean, there is probably too much angle in this. Yep, there's too much. It could probably get some of the rail. Whether or not he hits the 5 ball, I'm not sure, but he can maybe get somewhere over here and get lucky. You never know. He's trying to draw across, I think. Well, if you're confident with your mouse, you stick him in behind the 6. Well, he's not got cover. There might be enough room to get that 2 thin enough to duck over by the 5. They got the legs just short. The line was perfect. Another couple of ounces of weight there, he'd have been in behind the 5. Well, here Jose goes again. Kicking the ball. He's got to call the corner pocket. Well, he's looking straight up to the middle diamond, but he needs to go slightly to the right of that middle diamond. I don't know whether he may maybe need a tad of right English. Is he falling asleep? What's going on? Is he too far to the right? He'll certainly get some of the 2 if he doesn't get the 8 first. And again, he's not calling. Oh, he is. He's decided this time. You see how tight that is going in that line. I'm just worried he's going to hit the 8. Commentator's eye's never wrong. I could tell straight away he was going very, very tight. He would have been better doing what I said and just going nearer the diamond with a wee feather of English to help the cue ball. But the problem with doing commentary is these guys aren't listening. Or they can't hear me. Well, this is tight past that 5 ball. It is very tight. Be surprised he gets this clean without skimming the edge of that 5. Well, he's going to do it, though. That was well done. He needs to, if he's going forward, he's got to watch that 10 ball. Oh, he's overcooked this a bit. He's overcooked this way too much. Well, he can certainly get an edge of the 6, and it will certainly go to the short rail. So he should be going into the long grass here with this. In fact, that's too tight. He's going to have to spin it. Yeah, he can't even get the edge. My eyes are that bad. I thought he could get an edge there. He still might get the same result here if he doesn't hit this too hard, though. It might just go to the rail and go to the short rail up top. Or he can do that and get cover. Well, this needs a bit of tweaking with the cue ball if you're going to try and catch enough of that 60 potty. He's called the crossover, or the cross bank. Well, Larry's online. He's on looking for a 9-ball doubles partner. And, well, it probably will go ahead. Romario's online as well. He'll be looking for a partner. He might get 2 teams in it tonight. Oh dear. Well, we're not going to call that a safety. We're going to call that a poor shot, because he ended up hooking himself in the 7 anyway. So this is where you need good eyes and a thin edge, and maybe a wee bit of help in left English to try and use this 8 and 10 ball as cover. And Jose didn't use the English, but that 6 ball is tight, and distance is always better than nothing at all for your safeties. Selby wouldn't be my first choice for what? Am I missing some of the chat here again? Hang on a minute to see where we are. Oh, Jose's getting a result this time. And he did call a pocket. And he got a nice little lucky roll. Well, if you get into these situations in these matches, they're going to take a while. They're going to take a long while to get to 17. That looks as if it's going to the long rail too soon in that line. No, I'm not convinced. Yeah, it's going to the long rail too soon. Yeah, again, commentator's eyes working tonight. So Jose, with ball in hand, and a chance to open up the gap again. Well, these are tight into the side pocket, even at this angle. You feather any of that point, it ain't going in. And Tam's online as well, so he might be looking for a partner. Well, this looks easy. I think there's enough angle to draw this up to the right side pocket. Well, he's just holding it at that distance, leave it as straight as possible. That's good enough. You'd always want it to be a wee bit closer, but as long as you get it into the hole at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Now, we've explained this before, haven't we, Cobra? About John Higgins, so don't try to wind me up on that one. Now, who's he in trouble again? Now, see, this type of shot, you don't necessarily have to call a pocket. You know, look at the way the ball's sitting. They're just hopefully trying to hit it and get reasonably safe, which he more or less has done. I mean, there is the combo. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether it was Dennis Taylor that gave him that name. It could be. It could have been Dennis Taylor that gave him that one. I'm not 100% certain. But it's a lot better than wanker, isn't it? You must admit that. Cue ball. There you go. Spin helped it into the pocket. So Brainful out this time with ball in hand, and well, we state the obvious. He really should be out. And well, the problem is where the 8-ball's sitting. The 8-ball's just a wee bit awkward where it's sitting. Any adjacent ball at the 10-ball is always a hindrance in your mind when you're trying to get there. And of course, look at where the 9-ball's sitting. You'd really like to be the bottom side of the 9 as we look to play that 9 rather than playing it up past the pocket. But it's comfortably off the rail, so it really shouldn't be a threat to catch the knuckle. But in fact, he might end up coming down here because I think the angle he's got in the 8-ball's taking him up table anyway. Oh, you really want to stun this in a wee bit to actually, rather than going up here, you want to sort of stun it to come up across. Now he's tried to hold it to take it past the pocket and ends up missing the pot. I'm hoping Steve does come into the stream because I want to wind him up. I've got a good little wind up for him. Well, you said that, Cobra, but thankfully we won't be around for all of it. These two guys might still be at it when Bedhead and Rabih have gone home to bed. And you know, it all depends on the lay of the table half the time, but you end up, you know, picking and poking around. And the minutes tick by. Well, let's have a quick look at this. It's off the rail. And the bank is on. Or you just roll on top of the 9 again and we're back to square one. I have no patience for this. If I had a shot like that, I'd be just going for the bank. The problem is it's in sort of double kiss territory. Well, somebody will make this mistake soon enough. A ball will not get to rail or something will happen. Now, if you could really get a thin edge in this 9-ball, you could spin this cue ball right up the table. And suddenly, Brainful Out's had enough. He's going for the bank. And then I think he's having second thoughts about it. Now, was that a legal shot? Because it's going into the wrong pocket anyway. A missed call. So, another gift for Jose this time. He'll have a 2-rack lead. Yeah, well, I think sometimes any match you watch with Cobra's a bit grueling. Opponents will testify to that. So from 2-0 down, Jose's now 2 racks up. And like many of these breaks, it's a dry one. Well, he could call the 3-ball. That's the 1-ball's a bit tight past the 4, isn't it? I don't think that's on. The trouble with Steve is I think he's working at half speed himself, so everything seems faster to Steve. I mean, the game's, 12, 13, 14 years old, and we're still fixing bugs. Well, I still like the idea of ducking up behind that 5-ball. Problem is, you have to hit this with a wee bit of pace, and you probably bring the 1-ball back into play if you don't get behind that 5-ball or up behind the 5 or 1. Oh, well done, Cobra. So the other thing that subscribers don't do is a lot of them don't hit the bell for notifications. That way you get a notification when I go live. And a lot of people don't get in the habit of doing that. Where, in actual fact, I'd probably end up getting more subscriber viewers on the night if they actually just hit the notification bell. And of course, the downside to that is you get a notification if I'm doing any live streaming on my truck, which I will be sometime this week. We've got a huge map combo that I'm testing out. And I haven't been in my truck for a wee while. Well, This will be a good hit to get to the 1 ball because I don't think he can get the line. I don't think the line is there. Let me have a look. Nah, I don't think. I think he has to hit this with a bit of right English to actually square this up. Commentator's eyes right again. The line wasn't there. You had to hit that with a bit of right English to check the cue ball and bring it more into line where you're trying to hit the 1. There's a bit of tactical advice there. A wee bit of right English will square that cue ball up a bit on the rail and affect the line of where it's going. Now, Jose just needs to watch he doesn't go too flush with the 2 because he's obviously holding for the 3 here. And he slams it in. And, well, this is bolt straight. He's going to have to slam this to get past the 4 ball. He's played it well to give himself a shot, but he's got one of these dodgy cuts again. He just has to hope he gets the pace right and either gets into the gap or comes back out into the gap and get on that 5 ball. He could try nursemaid this down the rail and still have a shot. I think he might get away with that. You've got to be really touchy with this. Again, there's too much angle. You could end up behind that 6 ball. Or you could bump the 14 and do the same thing, more or less. Well, I mean, to me, I'd be going for the... He's trying to spin this again. I'd be calling this into the pocket behind the 8 ball here. Because that looks a good cut for a bank. Yeah, I would have had a go at the crossover bank there. Mind you, the end result isn't too bad. 5 ball does cut, but it's tough. Cue ball might come round and bump the 10. This is the 10, brushes the 6.
Where's the cue ball going?
And scratches. Well, if Jose takes full advantage of these errors here, he can build up a healthy lead the way things are going. Oh, he doesn't want to finish on top of the 7. Now look at all the room that he had to play the right shot to get there, and he ends up doing that. I mean, that's pretty poor. It has to be said. And this is not easy to kick in either because it's off the rail a fair margin. You're always going to miss it if you go inside. A bit like that. Oh, this is a nice little dink. You shouldn't miss this. Well, Brainful Out has been reprieved and really has to get out here. Just narrow this gap, and he's got the chance. Well, he can go forward and leave it straight. He can go forward, put right English on it, but you've got to hit it harder so that he can come up and play it in the side. He's just going to leave it long. And you've got to watch and be careful how well you're lined up on these straight-in shots, because we've seen these missed as well at distance. So easy just to send that object ball offline. But he's nailed it. Yeah, so this has got sort of this has got Hill written all over it already. This match. And talking about this match, we've got what 6.5 minutes until our main coverage. Sweden versus Lebanon. This time we've had a ball in the break. 2 balls gone. Dodgy cut in the 1. 2 ball might go through the gap between the 4 and the 7. You just got to play this at the right pace. If he plays this at the right pace, he'll have a decent shot in the 3. That's way too heavy. Way, way, way too heavy. I'm talking about a confident pot and the pace it takes you through the gap just to go up sort of there. You know, players with, you know, better judgment of pace would probably play that rather than running up the top of the table into trouble. Well, this is tight, coming past the 4 ball to hit this 3. He's got it. I presume he called that into the side there. He almost pulled it off. Well, got to give this every chance to go in, which you're not necessarily going to do by slamming this. I think you've just got to play this at a nice, gentle pace. Oh, goodness me. I didn't think that went past 8. My eyes are that bad. I didn't think he had room to get past that 8 ball. That was a great shot. He couldn't have much pocket to work with. Well, he can restore his 2-rack lead here. Could do with a little bump in the 9 ball, cutting this 7. It might be that thin that he's going to squirt behind it. Let's have a look. Well, missed call. So brain fell out. Can get on par. Right. Just a wee second, guys. Steve is in the room. No doubt he'll be in Discord now. Well, we'll see this shot first. And then I'll tab out and boot up Discord. Well, he played it at the right pace. But again, look at the line. The line isn't there. They're hanging up. Now, this is enough out the pocket to chip the edge of it and run down the right side. And he's missed it completely because he probably didn't go down and have a look at it. Right. 2 seconds. We'll be right back. Good evening, good afternoon to Steve.
Good evening, Hugh.
Right, so do you want the bad news?
Are you telling me there's not a 2 o'clock match?
Yeah, there's a match in a minute, but that's not the bad news. I've got badder news than that. I changed my fonts to the fonts that you suggested, and I'm still black screen.
What size did you make them?
I never touched them.
Yeah, well,
exactly the same.
I think I know what the problem is.
Well,
yeah.
I'll cut you off there, Steve. I'm just winding you up. It worked perfect.
Well, I haven't been able to fix the problem. I think I know what's wrong, but I'm still chasing it.
Well, I tested both the fonts that you suggested, and they both worked fine. No black screen. Everything back to normal. Now, I presume Bedhead is here, right? This match is what, 6-5? Or what is it, 5-5? I can't even read the scores.
6-4.
It's 5 apiece. It is. Right. So we're going to leave these two guys because I think it'll be a long night for them, and we will join Bedhead and Rabih, who are underway. Oh, I forgot this was a one-loss side match. Well, this won't take as long. Well, you say you think you know what the problem is. What do you think it really is then, other than the font?
Well, I
or
mean,
something related to the font that's, I don't know, you obviously know better than anybody else.
It's not really the font. There's a problem in the code, and it only shows up on the release build. So I'm still trying to track it down. It makes it harder when it only shows up on the release, but I've reproduced the problem.
Well, I suppose that's some sort of achievement, in the sense that you couldn't for what, a week.
I'll get it fixed, but it just may take a little more time.
Well, I don't know if Rabih plays a lot of 10 ball or has done in VP4. Now, his rating would suggest that it could be a sort of, what is it that VP4 gives you, a sort of standard rating, maybe in all your other games that you've played. But anyway, he's got a decent enough rating according to that. And you'd expect him to be giving Bedhead a little bit of a test.
I'll go look right now. Let's see. So 10 ball, he's played. Oh, he's played a lot of games. 3,517. So
well, that suggests that the rating is pretty good in the terms that he's earned that rating.
Well, his rating in 10 ball is 1945, so it's getting bumped up some from his other games.
That's what it is then, right? Yeah.
But he's still, decent. Well, this is a little tricky here. You got to go back and forth or run into the 3 ball.
That looks, if it's got legs, going to give himself half a chance.
Probably good enough. I think he may have to hit this 3 ball with English to get past the 8. I think he does. So unless he shoots it in the side.
Well, that's very tight in the side, but he slammed it in.
Well,
and he's got there.
Pulled it back, and he's good. Yeah, good shot.
Well, he's got. I mean, he's got to come around the other side. The problem with that's a 9 ball. They're doing that. The cue ball wants to go that direction.
Well, you got to get this going forward some, or you're going in this corner pocket. You know, you can't hit this with just straight top. You could, but it's not optimal.
Interchange X, we'll round down that score to 13-11 or 13-10 because it's only a race to 13. I wasn't aware that this was a one-loss side match. What the hell happened to Bedhead? Who did he lose to?
Oh, he played that very well.
Anybody know who beat Bedhead?
Hit a little too hard, that's all.
Did I stream it?
Well, this is the definition of out of line here.
Oh, Cobra beat him. I don't even remember it. And I might have streamed it. Or maybe it was at a time when I was at work. I think it might have been a time when I was at work.
He's got to shoot this in the side or bank this. He can't shoot this in the corner and come up any good.
You talked about cutting that. Well, the cue balls went in the side. Well, at least he got something in the side. Unfortunately, cue ball is no good. I did stream it. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I can't tell you. I can't even tell you the score. I've no idea. Well, you've just got to. I mean, the cue balls could be away from the rail, so you've just got to go through far enough for the nice angle. I'm not sure that's it, though. Well, that's good enough. You can check it a bit, the right English. And that's perfect.
Yeah, Bedhead's a pretty good player. If I had to pick a player on VP who was a little bit of an underachiever, I'd say Bedhead. I mean, he plays pretty good. I think he should win more than he does.
Well, what title was it he won recently? He's won something. If he's not won two,
I think he won an 8-ball world championship. Wasn't that recent? Maybe 6-7 years ago.
Well, I think he's won something more recent than that. Cobra will know. I'm sure he's won something more recent than that, is he not?
Now you're going to make me go look.
I'm pretty certain he has.
Let's see, Bedhead, 8-ball. That was 2024 he won it. Let's see.
Yeah.
How many has he won? Is that all he won? No, he's won 2, and they were both
Yeah.
8-ball. 2021.
So there you go. I'm right in both aspects. He's won more than one, and he's won something recently. There you go. Not off my memory's that good.
Well, you look who you're going against.
Oh, this cue ball's going to duck behind 8, is it? Just. Yeah.
Pretty good play. I don't think you can see even the edge of it.
Oh, yeah, it was a 10-footer. That's right. It was the 10-foot 10 ball.
But he doesn't seem to do that well in these 9 and 10 ball tournaments. I mean, how many times can you remember him being in the final of one?
I don't recall. Well, that's nasty by Bedhead. Got Rabih in notes here. He's going to have to juice this up big time to get a hit in the one.
I just feel like, you look what these guys are saying for the scores and stuff like that, winning by 3, winning by 4. I mean, I just think Bedhead's the kind of player that should win this match by, 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, I asked. I'll come to his defence in one aspect, and again, it's the most obvious one of all, that Bedhead's not the type of player that lounges around in the VP lobby, nipping in and out of challenge rooms, playing 9-ball or whatever. He's not a Spectre Don of VP4, so he doesn't get the table time. And I don't believe that he plays all day offline in preparation for these matches. I think he just comes in cold and gets on with it. A bit like Albie. You know, 10 minutes practice is good enough for them.
The thing is if you've won 2 8-ball world championships, obviously you're a pretty good player. If he's coming in cold and doing that, then, you figure he should be able to do it in 9-ball or 10-ball.
Yeah. Stubbs a double world champion. Only took him 15 years to get there, but he is one. He's certainly not going to be a triple one in this event.
So Stubbs MIA, he probably found out how much I fined him for leaving early.
You mean to say you emptied the poor boy's account? That's bloody terrible, Steve.
I didn't empty it, but it was, let's put it this way, it's severely diminished.
He'll never
Oh
learn.
boy.
Well,
And see, that's the sort of thing you just can't do.
oh, I remember the match now because I remember saying during the match I was debating with myself as to whether Bedhead actually realised it was tight pockets. I remember that now, Cobra. See, it's just come back to me. It took a while, but I do remember saying that.
I mean, given the situation was a little tricky with where the 6-ball was and he was going to get a rub on it, but you just can't miss that ball. Now, this is one that you might think about playing safe on because the shot in the side's no bargain, and the shot in the corner is going to hit the 10. Now, you can hit that 10 and get a shot on the 8, so the corner's doable, but
this is even dodgy trying to play a safety here.
You can play safe behind the 10.
I can't believe he's banging these into the side pockets. Look at that.
You hit him.
Look at the angle. And it just slammed it in and didn't bat an eyelid. That's a great shot, other than the fact he's got no other good shot to follow it.
Well, the thing is you could have hit that easy and hit the other side of the 10 ball and had a good shot on the 8. The speed hurt him.
Yeah, these cuts are going to hurt even more, though.
Well, Larry, I'm not going to kiss and tell on that, but it was significant.
Well, Rabih sort of got away with this. I mean, this is another blind pocket cut.
Well, he got away with it till he didn't. That's just a little stun over for the 9.
Well, I don't. I like to be cocky. Play these. I play these with left English so that I go at the rail and come around 3 rails onto the 9 into the other right hand corner pocket. I like doing that.
That's why you're the tactical genius. And he's going to play for the side.
Well, he's nailed that. And if he'd done what I said, he would have went around 3 rails and been on the 9. But another testy cut.
I think the stun was more guaranteed of getting good, but I mean, as long as you keep making them, you're okay.
Welcome to Larry. That's a good shot.
There.
Excellent shot.
And he played it the smart way. He's like, I'm going to hit this really hard because the only way I can screw up is coming up short, and he didn't.
You don't stun these in. You just roll this in dead weight, just like that. Who was it that decided to stun one of them in like a fairly straight in shot and rattled it in the jaws and it hung up?
Probably Stubb.
No, I think it was Cobra. One ball thought about it till it nudged to 6.
Well, if you're going to break dry, this is how you want to do it.
Exactly, yep. Don't leave your opponent a sniff.
So he could push down to the short rail and leave the bank, except Bedhead bank's really good. You could kick it at right now. I mean, there's not a lot of good places to push. If you're going to push, you're going to push to the bank. And, well, but he pushed to the hook. Oh, there's an edge. I think Bedhead will shoot this. You can get the edge of the 1 ball. He'll shoot it.
Yeah, just tuck it behind the 4.
Just got to watch the scratch, that's all. Good speed.
That'll do it. That's
Well,
excellent.
Rabih's got a shot. He can come off the rail and thin the one.
Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice.
I didn't think he needed to jack up that much, but that was a shot. And so,
Well,
you know, this,
I mean,
this situation, you can just soft hit this, although the next shot you may not like, but you could
that's
just
what I was just
soft hit
about to say. You don't want to duck in. You don't want to come off the short rail to kick the back of the one. You're going to be buried in a minute.
It depends on how they end up. He's trying to thin it. This is dangerous. I mean, that shot wasn't there. I think he was trying to get it behind the four. That just wasn't ever going to happen unless he has some voodoo magic that I don't know about. Do you believe in voodoo, Hugh?
No.
No, then you couldn't hit that shot either.
You don't have any of these little voodoo dolls and a box load of pins.
Well, I'm talking about voodoo on a pool table, not the kind you cut chickens' heads off and stick pins in dolls.
Well, this is tricky.
Yeah, this is no gimme.
Oh.
But the good news is all he has to do is make it. He's going to get a shot on the three. It's going to just come around behind it.
That's well played. Well, he could have done without the bump in the 7, but he's got a nice angle and a big gap to bring this cue ball around for the 4. This is a perfect line to go into the 4.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the 8, but you hit it with speed. Even if you bump the 8, you're still going to be okay. Could even hit the 9 here. Just depends how deep he goes into.
Oh no, I think he's fine. I think the angle's taken right around. Well, he stunned it.
Yeah.
Well, he could. I mean, if he had any doubt about it, which obviously he did the right thing. You know,
that wasn't a bad
take it out of the equation.
No. So
I think Rabih has to set about getting himself started in this match.
See, he looks like he's coming like straight down, which I don't like. I would always go around. I wouldn't worry about the 8 or 9.
That's fine.
That's perfect.
Yeah, he has to see this one out, I think, just to get himself off and running.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. He can just go to the middle of the table. He's got access to the 6 from there. Now, see that he shouldn't have done.
Oh.
He took a chance there. See, he didn't need to do that. He could have shot the 6 in the middle of the table.
Now, this is a wee bit, I mean, he's straight, so he's only going to go forward, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll go
he's fine. He's fine. He can go forward enough. It's a good enough 7 ball into the side. Shouldn't be any issue there. And he's got a nice angle on it as well.
Don't you think Rabih's gotten better over time?
Well, I'll be honest. I've honestly not seen him play an awful lot, but I would say that from the evidence I've seen, he's more than confident to give Bedhead a match here.
What do you guys think? Cobra, Larry, whoever else is there? You guys probably play Rabih. Is he getting better? Has he gotten better over the last 3 or 4 years?
Has he been here 3 or 4 years, Steve? I don't think so. I don't know how old's his profile in VP4. Somebody have a quick look, because I don't think he'd been here 4 years.
More consistent, Larry says. Well, that's definitely better. I mean, if you ask me the hardest thing there is to do in pool, I'll tell you, it's consistency. That is the hardest thing.
That's the same with a good plate of soup or a good pudding. Consistency. You don't want it watery. It's all in the ingredients, folks. This needs to hold up. It needs to hold up. Well, he's nailed these into the side. He's got a wee bit more of a fiddly one, but I don't think there's any doubt it's getting in the heart of the pocket.
Yeah, he likes those side pockets.
And
Yeah, I
maybe,
do remember he was good in 8-ball. You're right.
maybe Rabih doesn't know that these are tight pockets. Maybe he's just ignoring it altogether and slamming them in the pockets.
Well,
So he's off and running.
if Bedhead plays his Bedhead type of, I guess, a sleepyhead kind of pool, then Rabih got a chance to win this match because, you know, he plays good enough that Bedhead's got to play a little.
I think Bedhead's already aware of that. I think he knows that. I mean, that was a good enough out there by Rabih, which is the most obvious thing you have to be doing when the table's there. You've got to be good enough to get out more often than not to challenge these guys. This could be ugly.
Well,
he's got a little rub.
That was not the place to put the cue ball, but he came out okay.
Now, this looks like an angle for a little stun, and should be good in the 3.
Looks like he may be coming back across.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. Oh, it goes through the gap. I thought the 9 was blocking it.
Watch out, cue ball.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's plenty of room. Got a bust through there. You know, Rabih's sitting there thinking, well, you know, Bedhead should be out here now. The only way this will go wrong is hooking himself behind the 8.
Well, Bedhead has a couple advantages in this match. One is he moves the cue ball better, and the other is he plays safe better. So he's got 2 things going for him, but he's just got to not make mistakes. I mean, it's like that for all these good players. The key to winning is don't make mistakes.
The 8-ball was always a hindrance there if you just overcooked that, and he played it perfect.
Well, he's been pretty much in line this whole rack, which is what you want to do, make it simple on yourself. And that one's under hit. It's not terrible, though. If you're going to get out of line, this is what you want. You're close to the ball, and it's easy. You just come back across above the side pocket.
That is stating the obvious, Larry, and it is true, obviously, as well. As long as you get a ball in the centre of a pocket, it doesn't matter how tight the pockets are. If you're going in the centre, it's going in.
I don't like how he played that. I would have hit that with a little outside and brought the cue ball across the table above the side pocket. Instead, he tried to put inside on it. And, you know, not only did he miss the ball, but even if he made the ball, it was difficult to get shape on the 8-ball that way. I mean, that was just not a good choice.
Well, here's a gift for Rabih. Now, this is just a little dinking out for the 8 in the side.
I've played a lot of guys like Rabih in real life, and these guys, you know, you leave them 5, 6, 7 balls on the table, they're going to run out every time.
He's just gone a wee bit too far for comfort here.
Oh, he's okay.
Can you leave it long?
I mean,
and the angle's good.
You can't do that. You got to make them beat you. Make them run out from the 1 ball. Don't give them this kind of out.
Don't finish on top of the 10 ball. That's the golden rule. Pick a side and get there. That'll do it. So Bedhead's error. Purely punished.
Yeah. That's the thing. Rabih is not going to run away with this match. So the way Bedhead loses is doing stuff like that. He's just got to avoid doing that. Where's the other Swede? Is the other Swede here watching this? I haven't seen him in the chat.
Albie's nowhere around, or he's keeping very quiet. Right, well, we had a ball in the break there, didn't we? Just give me a second. We'll have a quick look and see what's happening in this other match. Where have we got to? Well, they're at 8-6. I think Jose with a 2-rack lead, but that's got an awful long way to go.
Yeah, this one could be over before that. Although neither one of these guys is speed demons. Boy, he hit that good. I'll tell you what, Rabih pockets balls
It
pretty
needs
good.
to hold up. It needs to hold up. Oh, no.
Nope, no good. He can get the edge of it, but he can't pocket it.
Now, if you overcut this past the 9...
No, you just bank it just on the other side of the 9 and let the cue ball come off the rail, just like that. But he didn't need to hit it that hard.
That's what I was just going to say. I mean, the shot was right to bank it up the table, but not as hard as that. But he's left Bedhead nothing simple.
He's left him a bedhead cut.
Well, look at where the 4 ball is, though.
Well, the problem with shooting at this is a 10 ball. That's the big issue. If that 10 ball wasn't there, it's easy. So if this was me, I'd put a little left English on it and try to run it at the 10 ball.
He's going to bump the 9.
See, that's
the 10 balls has done him.
He cinched the shot, but that's the problem with doing that.
Now, if this is me, I'm not banking this hard. You know, he's obviously called a pocket, but I don't think he's going to bank this hard. He's just going to try and hit a half ball and duck behind the 10.
That's exactly how you want to do this. If you hit this the right speed, you can get it behind the 10. Well, not a bad result.
He actually got near the pocket, and I thought he would there.
You know, this isn't bad. So that's the thing, is you just hit it halfway decent, even if you don't get the snooker. I mean, this is
well,
these pockets. This is no gimme.
Now, obviously here, unless you do something, you're going to run into the 7, aren't you?
No, you shoot to the right pocket, and that way you go around.
You looked, I thought, what's he doing? He is cutting it. Yeah, I thought he was going the other way. No, he hasn't hit it.
Track ball.
There's the Larry Jinx has hit again. We've seen 2 or 3 of them by other players, and it's inexplainable because I'm pretty certain they're not using trackball mice, but they've got the disease. Larry's infectious, even to people who don't have trackball mice.
Well, as far as a ball in hand situation, this is tricky. He may just play safe here.
Wilson up 1-0.
I'd hit this 4 ball down there into that bunch of balls and put him on the 7. And, you know, if you can get the 4 ball in the right spot, you got a chance to 3 foul him.
No, he's trying to run down onto the 9 ball to take the 5 into the side.
I'm telling you what I'd do. I'd play safe there every time and try to get the 3
look at the weight. The weight is perfect. Absolutely stone cold perfect.
Of course, he's better than me. He can just roll it down perfect.
Just seen the line he was taking there. He was running down to possibly bump the 9, but he's actually nailed it.
Well, it was obviously a very good shot.
No, I'm putting it down to a disease now, Larry. These people choking up in their shots. Well, he's going to have to nuss this in or drag this cue ball in to try and duck behind the 10 if he's going to do that. Or is he going to go right up and down? No, he's going to baby it.
Yeah, good shot.
I'll do it.
Gotta really focus on these because you can hang this up. Shot.
Now, follow-up comes in handy for anybody in this tournament. 7 ball on the side. Oh dear, that 3 ball just got in the way. He was off and running there, albeit the 8 and 6 ball are tied up, but the there'd be no point in playing a pot in the 2, breaking the 6 and 8 up, bearing in mind you've got to get to the 4 if it comes to it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's looking at how to play safer. He may, well, he's calling the 2 ball. He's calling the 10 ball. He's going to play the carom, but I'm not sure what good it does. He's got to be playing safe. He's got to back this up and try to use the 4.
Well, I think he's basically called anything because all he's going to do is duck, get distance like that. That's pretty good.
Yep, good shot. He got him with the 4.
Well, he's given Rabih something to think about. I think the side pocket's in the way here to get to that 1 ball. But he's got the little mass 8.
He seems to be pretty good at that shot. And I don't think he left anything.
No, I think he's fine. I think, well, he might not be fine in a minute because Bedhead got a wee bit of right on this, feather it and duck behind the 10.
This 8 ball goes, actually. He can play the combo here. It does
You
go.
think he can get away with it?
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to shoot it. I'll be surprised.
I think he's got enough room, maybe. He might have enough room, but it looks tight. He hasn't called it. Well, not yet. He hasn't.
Playing safe.
Well, I would have hit that a bit harder.
Wow.
Well,
I thought the shot was easier than the safety. The billiards on, you just got to come up with something on the 1. Or play safe on it. I mean, it's easy to make this. And
well, do you not play this with lots of draw and give it a bang? I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way to try to come out with a shot. But this is no good. Not only because, I mean, the 1 banks, but then the 10 balls.
Oh, yeah. You're ducking behind the 5 and 6. 5 and 6 every day of the week here.
Now, this safety's a little tricky. You need to put right English on it.
Pace is perfect if it gets there, and it hasn't. A couple of inches more would have been good. Now, what do you do here? Do you go all out for a bank and big follow to try and get down on the 2?
You could.
The 10 ball's a bit in the way to be ducking away from it.
You also could play safe, but he's going to go for it. He's called the bank. And he's missed it, and that's going to cost him.
Well, I think so far the impressive thing about Rabih is at this early stage in the match, when Rabih's been given a table with a chance to get out, I think he's pretty much achieved the goal. But the problem here is he has a problem to deal with.
But remember what I said. He's not going to run out a lot from the 1 ball. He'll run out a lot when he's got 5 or 6, but when he's got the whole table, he doesn't move the cue ball well enough to run out a high percentage of full racks.
Yeah, he hasn't on this occasion. Now, what he doesn't want to do is bang this and split the 5 and 6. You don't want to be thumping things. Now, if that gets to the short rail, it's not a bad outcome.
Yep, that's pretty good shot.
Is Bedhead going to take on the bait here? Because this is bank up and down every day of the week. In a bank tournament, that is.
You know what I call a player like Rabih? Good enough to lose. He plays good enough to play, but he doesn't play good enough to win against the better players.
Yeah, and there's probably quite a few of them in this tournament.
There are. But, the thing is all those guys have a chance to become better. I mean, Rabih's gotten better, and he'll probably continue to get better. So,
well, he's got the line, Steve. He's got the angle and a line to... Oh, no, he hasn't. He's got the 4 ball next. My bad. I forgot about the 4.
Well, this is a shot. He's got to get on this 4 ball, right? And so he's thinking about how he wants to do that. Let's see what he does. Well, that's terrible. If you could have picked a worse place to put the cue ball, that would be it. That's just horrible.
I'll say in his defence, he's got the angle to get there. I mean, that's about it. Now, is he banking this in past the 9? He hasn't called it, so he's playing the cut. Yeah, he's well away for that. And again, he's got distance.
I mean, he had you just couldn't come up that short on it. I mean, if you went a little long, then there were still things you could do, but you're dead coming up that short.
Now, what do you do here? I mean, do you just try and get distance, or do you just roll on top of it? There's not really many options available. He's called the
trying to play the
bank.
bank. I mean, it's possible to do this and get position on the 5, but I wouldn't shoot this shot.
That looks good. And this looks good. It's going to run too far, is it?
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty good attempt, and he's got a shot here. This will work.
Yeah.
He can make this and come around the table for the 6.
This is a big shot, this cut.
Yeah, but the good news is the position's natural. All he's got to do is make the ball, and he's going to get shape. So you love these shots where all you have to do is make the ball.
Oh, no. He's not going to get a roll here, is he? No. Or is it going to bounce? Is it going to bounce?
It's not going to bounce enough. Well, I mean, it was a pretty good attempt. All he had to do is make the ball, and he was out. And again, it's like, it's not bad, but he's struggling with his speed right now. Maybe he needs to adjust his trackball speed.
Oh, he's going to go to 2 again. Front.
Oh, Hairpig's here. Hi, Hairpig. Well, I agree with you, although Rabih's good enough to punish you if there's 5 or 6 balls on the table, but he's not going to punish you a lot when he's got to run the whole rack. But there's always hope that guys are going to get better.
Oh, I think that 9 ball was heading into like a bumped, and look at where the cue balls ended up.
Boy, that was a bad bump, and then it didn't go down. So this is no good for Rabih, obviously. It's a little bit tricky pushing out.
Yeah, it's a big pocket where the 9 ball is, isn't it? So you don't want to be staying up that end of the table with a shot. And the other problem is if you're going to.
He's going to push to the bank, and you're going to leave a cut pushing this way.
I don't like this.
You could push to a kick. That might be better. I mean, this is going to be too easy. Not ball speed wise, but whatever he leaves is too easy. Saving grace is 8 ball.
Yeah, that's right in the line, isn't it?
You could bank this and go forward, though. Although this is a little tricky angle to do that at. He could bank this and pull the cue ball back to the side rail and take a longer cut. Or he could just play safe, which is probably the best thing to do here. I like kind of thinning this and going between the 4 or 10 behind the 7.
Well, he's doing what you initially said. He's going forward with a bank.
Yeah, this is a tough shot.
He ended up stunning it. If it got
tried
at the
to
top,
stun it over. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he did need a bit of running on it.
I thought if he did that, he'd drop back, just drop back to the side rail and take the cut. He tried to get really good position and.
Can he get a feather edge of this 2 ball?
Nope.
Yeah,
he's kicking.
No, he can't.
But if he hits this with a little bit of speed, he can get him on the 7.
But at half ball, comes out smelling the roses though.
Came out good.
Well, the thing about this for Rabih, if you're in Rabih's corner, the one thing is he doesn't want to get frustrated that he's coming to the table in 2 or 3 occasions with no shot. He's got to be patient. and respond with a good effort at getting out of it, and then hope you get lucky.
He seems to be pretty level-headed from what we've seen so far. I mean, he doesn't seem like he panics a lot. Well, I spent a lot of time looking at it, then he hit it real fast.
Yeah, well, this is where the top players like Bedhead will make you feel the pain. Bedhead's got a wide open table. Again, it's the usual rules. It's all about cue ball.
Yeah, Bedhead just needs to get his speed right because he's kind of struggled with that a little today.
Unbelievable, Steve.
But a lot of that was because he's got ball in hand on the 2 and he gets a little funny on the 3. Now he's got to hit a little spinner hold shot and he misses the ball.
There you go. That's how easy it is.
He got out of line right away with ball in hand.
Well, you know, this is where Rabih has to make hay while the sun shines, because there's no way Rabih's sitting there thinking, I'm getting another shot in this table, and he's going to have to work for it, though.
He's got a decision here. If he can shoot this in the corner or the side, he's going to shoot it in the side and put English on it. He needs to put a lot on this. Oh, he didn't hit it. And that's, you know, when you're putting inside English like that, it's going to kill the ball some. You need to hit that.
Well, now you need to get lucky, don't you? You can actually play. I don't think you can avoid chipping the 6 ball here. It's too high a cut.
Well, you can, but he's just going to take a whack.
Well, this is not bad. It's not bad if it still gives him a big pocket. I mean, he's got to play this to the rail first, haven't you? Because that way you're assuring you're going to get the aid of the 9 ball, aren't you? You don't try and play this directly into the pocket. You've got to cheat the rail here and go in off the 9. Not like that, though. There's no way you should have cut that to the 9.
That's the wrong side of the pocket.
And at the end of the day, he's almost got away with it, but the bank is definitely open. But that's a big chance gone there.
Well, I didn't expect Rabih to do that. He's been getting out on those types of tables pretty good today. That was a big mistake.
Well, that's again an example of how the sort of less favoured player in the match is going to lose, because they have a table where it's, let's be honest, it wasn't difficult. If the shape had been better on the initial pot past the 9 ball, then he would have been fine. It would have been less pressure on the cut, but he really overcooked that on top of the 9 ball. And that's one that's got away. A big 2-rack swing there, Rabih. Those ones are the ones that hurt most, especially when it's self-inflicted damage at the end of the day. They're the worst ones.
Yeah, well, when Robbie's got, 5 or 6 balls left on the table, he's got to get out. That's the only way he's going to win this match, is getting out on those tables. And even with that, he needs help from Bedhead.
So Bedhead now has a little cushion. And I heard the ball going down, at least one anyway. And no shot, though. Now, 6 ball goes past the 9, I'm pretty certain, without going up and looking. So everything is on here. So you would think Bedhead's hoping to play a decent push out, I would assume, or call a kick. He's calling the push.
Let's see where he pushes to. The middle of the end rail isn't bad. These pockets are tight enough that that's not a gimme. If you're not going to push to that, you need to push to like a kick or something.
In between the 4 and 8, down the bottom rail.
Yeah, for just a straight push. Or you could put it in the corner, because the 2 blocks. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to put it in the corner.
Oh, that's good enough.
That's a good push too. There are some plays here, but none of them are super simple. You can take the one up and down, take the cue ball off the rail, and try to put it behind the 6 and 9. He's not going to do that. He's shooting.
Hold the 2.
Yeah. So this is where Bedhead has a big advantage moving over Rabih. I'm kind of surprised he's not playing safe more, because you know, that's just not a good ball to shoot at. I mean, even in VP, that combo is pretty hard.
Well, look at how it's ended up, though.
Yeah, hey, he's got a pretty easy kick. Make the 6 ball. I mean, this you just need to hit the 1 solid. I think you make it.
I think that's going too much to the knuckle. That 6 ball.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, commentator's all right.
Should have called the 9, I guess. that was a pretty tricky shot there. Well, okay, so
well, 4 ball's going to be the undoing of him, isn't it? Unless he gets really good on the 3, which he should do. It is the 3 ball. I thought that was a 5. It's a 3.
yeah,
He's
you don't
gone to
even need to
himself.
get really good on this. You just because you can go back and forth. You just need to get yourself some kind of cut on this. But see, that's what you don't want to do. But that's an experience. You know, in that situation, you're coming up short no matter what.
Yeah,
And if you
you're
come up
always
too
short,
short where you don't have a cut, you play safe. You don't do this. The worst thing you can do in a pool, other than scratching, is snooker yourself.